And booyah, another 6K in the bag today. Whew. And I can't lie, there was like rain coming in horizontal at my face and my lungs were like hurting. And I thought, man, the only way I'm gonna get through this is so I can come up here on the top of Hampstead Heath and tell you guys I made it, and everyone's watching me on Strava. So thank you for the accountability. Even I need accountability. We all need someone watching our back to make sure we do what we say we're gonna do. That's how we get stronger as a group. And look, I'm also super grateful today. I took my whole team out last night to the Russian Banya. And what I like about the Russian Banya is they push it a little bit harder than normal people do in normal institutions. So in there, you can get way too hot. You can get way too cold. They beat you with these sticks. They massage you too hard. They put like honey and salt into your skin when you're naked. And I like it. They push the envelope a little bit. And in there, I could see all my team pushing themselves a little bit to see how hard they could stay in the heat, how hard they could stay in the cold pool. And those are my people, man. I like people around that are trying to push themselves, trying to transform, be better versions, and just seeing how much harder can they go. And it was a real pleasure to have them there. I put some pictures on Instagram. Is it a little weird? Yeah. Guess what? We're fucking weird. And we like it that way. So, yeah, big thanks to that. And look, we're closing out this year. And you know what? I'm already thinking of 2020. And to be honest, I'm thinking about you. You've been on my mind because I've had a lot of people sending me messages, DMing me and sending me emails and saying, Brian, how do I make 2020 my year? And I think 2020 is an inflection point for a lot of things, for humanity, for me, for London Real. And I think it's time to get our shit together in the next 10 years, or I don't know what's going to happen. You know, we just had our movie Reconnect, and Dennis McKenna really thinks we got 10 years to clean up our act, or it might be too late. But look, whether you're talking about the environment or the species or just your own motherfucking life, it's time to pull the trigger this year. And so this is what we're going to do together as a group, as a tribe. We are going to do two things for 2020, and I want you to be a part of this. We are going to resist, and we are going to transform. All right, now let me walk you through this. The first thing we have to do before we can even get on the path to becoming who we want to be is we have to start resisting all of those things around us that want us to play small, that want us to be mediocre, that want us to be a consumer of bad food, a consumer of bad media, a consumer of bad negative energy. There's a whole world that thrives off of this, and most likely you are a part of this. We all are to a certain extent. Some of us are all in 100%, where we're constantly in a reactive state, a consumption state. And so the first thing you need to do is find things to resist in your life. Now, that could be a lot of things. It could be negative people. It could be procrastination. It could be perfection. Perfection is actually the worst thing that ever happened to you. And this is coming from me, a perfectionist. You might have to resist the people around you, the negative feelings. Like I said, those bad habits, the temptation not to go work out, the temptation to eat horrible food, the temptation to tell yourself a negative story with negative self-talk. So we're first going to resist, and then we're going to go on the course of transforming. Now that's a few steps, and I'm just going to walk them through you right now. The next step we need to do is acknowledge where you are. Have an honest conversation, like real motherfucking talk. Who are you right now? Are you all those things that you think you are in your mind? Are you as successful as you could be? Look in the mirror at your naked body. Look at your CV on LinkedIn. Look at really what you have in your life and the year you are in your life. And is that really what you wanted for yourself? Is that it? Is that it? Or do you want more? But you have to be honest with yourself. Where are you with your relationships, your health, wealth, love, relationships, and impact on the world? Those are the 5 things. And acknowledge where you are. Give yourself a 1 to 10 on each one. And tell me, where are you? Are you a 10 on your body? Are you a 10 on your wealth? Are you a 10 on your relationships? A 10 on your impact? A 10 in your love? Most likely not. All right? So how can we get you there? But you have to acknowledge first. Next step we have to do is we have to purge, man. We got to get rid of all the bullshit around you. And we got to make hard decisions. When I left New York City in 2001, I purged everything in my life. My drug dealer, my shitty friends, my bad habits, every street corner that reminded me of failure, my negative self-talk. I literally got the fuck out of Dodge. And when I got here, I purged everything that I did bad that I could. So no more drugs, no more stupid things, no more hanging out with stupid people. And I started being really regimented. I started training. I started focusing on work, and I started building myself back up. So what do you have to purge? Negative thought patterns, negative people, bad habits, but purge that shit and get rid of it and do something drastic. And this gets me to my next point. You got to visualize your future. Who do you want to be? Really think about it. Who is it? And think of that mentor who's already done it. You know, think of that person that's done what you want to do in your space. These days, There's so many great mentors out there. There's so many people on London Real that could inspire you to be who you want to be, so do that. All right, next we've got to do something called pay price to action. And this is something that a lot of people aren't familiar with, and this was a massive game changer for me. This is you sacrificing something to get what you want. If you don't sacrifice something today, you're gonna punk out. You're gonna bitch out about 4 weeks in. You're not gonna do it, man. I've seen it happen. I've done it myself. And what's the way to pay price to action? Well, you can cut a check and pay someone something that means you have to follow through. You can make a commitment that you can't go back on. I left New York City. You can delete every single contact in your phone and say, I don't want anything to do with you for 2020. Fuck off. That's a pay price to action. You're doing them all the time, pay prices to action. When I hire a personal trainer, that's a pay price to action. If I don't show up, they take my money. Guess what? I show up. And so you have to find something you're willing to sacrifice to get you to the next level, or you'll quit every single time. It's super important. And finally, we got to go in and find some type of accountability for you. Now, that can mean simple things. You can post this on your Instagram and say, hey, I am joining the resistance of London Real for 2020. I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z, and I want you to watch me. If you see me not engaging in one of these positive habits, I want you to call me out. I'm going to be 5 kilograms lighter in 30 days. I'm going to be starting a public speaking course. I'm going to be starting my own business. That's what you tell those group of people that maybe you don't even know. But accountability can work from people that you don't even know sometimes, because we all care what other people think. We're built that way as social animals. So that's the final part, accountable. Find someone to hold you accountable. It could be a mentor, it could be a group, it could be us, it could be your social media, but find someone who is with you on this change. And most of your friends won't be. 95% of your peer group is not down with it. They like you just how you are. They don't want you making them look bad. They don't want you getting so good you don't hang out with them. I'm sorry to say, your friends and family aren't gonna wanna see you transform. They're just not. I know that because I've been there. But what do you want from your life? That's what we're talking about here. And so those are the steps. So I'm calling this Join the Resistance for 2020. There's a hashtag below, Join the Resistance. Do you want to join? Please do. If you do, I want you to put some comments below. Tell me one thing you want to resist and one thing you want to transform into. That's simple. Put them below. Follow this hashtag, Join the Resistance. I'm going to be following it. I'm going to comment on all of your posts, and let's fucking do this for 2020. I got my own goals, but let's all get there together, and we're going to find this world a fucking incredible place. All right. Much love to you guys. Join the resistance. Booyah.